Only the most ethically managed sources provide skins with the flawless grain required for luxury production.
Every skin is strictly documented for complete traceability before the initial preservation process begins.
Specialized teams monitor animal health around the clock to ensure ethical treatment and superior hide quality.
Upon collection, each raw hide undergoes an immediate, rigorous visual inspection for natural defects. Digital tagging ensures that the specific origin data travels with the skin throughout its entire transformation.
To prevent immediate degradation, the hides are heavily salted to draw out moisture and lock in the fiber structure.
Once salted, they are stacked and left to cure for a specific period, stabilizing the collagen network. Precise low temperatures are maintained here to preserve the raw material indefinitely until transport.
Technicians regularly verify that the curing process has achieved the correct moisture balance for safe shipping. Once cleared for transport, the cured hides are removed from cold storage and prepared for crating. They are packed into specialized, breathable containers designed to maintain the cure during transit. Security seals are applied to guarantee the integrity of the high-value cargo until it reaches the tannery. The initial phase concludes at the farm's loading bay, where logistics teams take over the precious cargo. Careful loading ensures the crates remain stable and cool throughout the journey to the processing facility. The transport is sealed, maintaining a strict chain of custody from the moment of harvest.
The raw Komodo hides now begin their long journey to the specialized tannery, where their true transformation will occur. Secure transport is the first link in the supply chain, moving the raw commodity from the remote harvest site to the industrial heartland. Every shipment is logged with precise timestamps, ensuring full accountability for the high-value cargo inside. Once sealed, the cargo remains untouched until it reaches the factory, maintaining the strict temperature chain required for preservation. The journey from the humid tropics to the processing facility covers hundreds of miles of rugged terrain. Logistics teams monitor the route in real time, navigating infrastructure challenges to prevent delays.
As the convoy reaches the main arterial highways, speed increases, closing the distance to the manufacturing district.
Time is a factor. Prolonged transport can affect the moisture content of the salted hides, so efficiency is paramount.
Arriving at the industrial sector, the environment shifts from chaotic nature to the rigid order of mass production.
The Komodo processing facility is a fortress of manufacturing, guarding both its proprietary methods and its valuable inventory.
Strict access control ensures that only authorized raw materials enter the intake bay.
This facility is one of the few in the world equipped to handle exotic leather at this volume and quality standard.
Precision docking allows the cargo to be unloaded directly into the climate-controlled receiving environment.
The journey is over, but the transformation is just beginning.
Protocol demands a final integrity check before the seal is broken and the cargo is accepted. With the seal broken, custody of the material officially transfers from the logistics team to the production floor.
The temperature-controlled interior has kept the salted hides in suspended animation. Unloading must be rapid to minimize exposure to the ambient temperature and humidity of the loading bay.
The raw material has arrived. Now, it enters the ecosystem of the factory, ready for the initial stages of processing.
Production runs 24 hours a day. As the logistics team unloads raw inventory, the processing specialists begin their shift.
Hygiene and safety are paramount. Street clothes are exchanged for sterilized protective gear to prevent contamination of the hides.
Every layer of protection serves a purpose, guarding against the potent tanning agents and biological residues found on the floor.
Biosecurity protocols extend to the staff. No external bacteria can be allowed to compromise the chemical balance of the tanning vats.
The transition from the quiet locker rooms to the production floor is a sensory shift into a world of heat, noise, and humidity. This is the heart of the operation, a sprawling wet work facility where thousands of skins are processed simultaneously.
Orchestrating this chaos requires constant vigilance. Timing is chemical. A delay of minutes can alter the final leather grade.
These traditional wooden vessels are still superior to modern metal, maintaining the thermal consistency required for exotic skins. The alchemy of tanning relies on precise mixtures of chromium, vegetable tannins, and enzymes, mixed fresh for every batch.
Water temperature and pH levels are monitored electronically, but manual overrides ensure safety during pressure spikes.
The salted skins we received at the dock have been moved to the staging area, acclimating to the factory temperature. Before the salt is washed away, the batch is logged into the production schedule, assigning it to a specific drum and recipe.
The first step in the factory proper is to undo the preservation process, preparing the hide to accept water once again.
Inspection lights reveal any deep scratches or bites that might have been hidden by the salt layer.
Gravity feeds the skins into the soaking vessels, minimizing physical handling that could tear the valuable grain.
Under the crust, the unique architecture of the Komodo scale waits to be rehydrated and plumped. The line is primed. The raw materials are staged. The process of turning dry hide into luxury leather begins now.
The first stage of the wet process is soaking. The dried, salted skins must rehydrate to return to their natural, flexible state.
Thousands of liters of temperature-controlled water are pumped in, flushing out the salt and dirt trapped between the scales. Mechanical action is kept gentle. The goal is to wash the hides, not beat them, preventing damage to the delicate grain pattern. Inside, the skins swell, absorbing moisture and shedding the preservation salts that kept them stable during transport. Surfactants and bactericides are added to the soak. These break down surface fats and prevent bacterial growth in the warm water. For up to 12 hours, the skins tumble. Patience is the only way to ensure the fibers are fully rehydrated to the core. The wastewater, heavy with salt and impurities, is drained away, leaving the skins clean, soft, and ready for fleshing.
Now fully rehydrated, the skins look almost exactly as they did at harvest. Heavy, flexible, and covered in natural adipose tissue.
The next step is mechanical. The fleshing machine uses sharp blades to strip away the useless fat and meat from the underside. This is a dangerous tool. The spiral blades are razor sharp, designed to shave off millimeters of tissue without piercing the dermis.
The operator feeds the skin carefully. Uneven pressure here could rip the hide or leave fat deposits that will rot later. By removing the subcutaneous layer, we ensure the tanning chemicals can penetrate the skin evenly from both sides. The difference is immediate. The hide is lighter, cleaner, and the scale pattern is already becoming more defined. Manual trimming cleans up the silhouette, removing unusable edges that would waste valuable chemical resources during tanning.
Precision is chemistry. The weight of the batch determines the exact amount of lime and sulfide needed for the next phase.
Backlighting reveals the internal structure. Any hides with deep scars or holes are downgraded immediately before expensive tanning begins. Only the pristine skins earn the Grade A distinction. These will become the flagship jackets. The rest will become accessories.
Sorted, cleaned, and weighed. The skins are now ready for the most chemically aggressive stage of the process, liming.
The liming phase is chemically aggressive. We use open paddle vats here to allow for gentler agitation than the rotating drums. Hydrated lime and sodium sulfide are the agents of change. They attack the keratin, the hard protein that makes the scales rigid.
This caustic bath causes the fiber structure of the skin to swell and open up, preparing it to accept the tanning agents later.
Over 24 hours, the skin swells to nearly double its original thickness, becoming rubbery and translucent.
The thumb test confirms the fiber structure has opened sufficiently. Underliming results in hard leather, Overliming dissolves it. For Komodo leather, we must remove the calcified outer epidermis while preserving the pattern of the dermis underneath. This descaling process is unique to reptile tannery. We are stripping away the armor to reveal the luxury fabric hidden beneath. Before we can proceed, the harsh alkali lime must be removed. The skins are washed repeatedly to lower the pH. Deliming neutralizes the swelling. The skins begin to deflate, losing their rubbery texture and becoming soft and flaccid. We add proteolytic enzymes, the same ones found in digestion. These eat away non-essential proteins, making the leather silky. This is baiting. It is the secret to the drape of a luxury jacket. Without it, the leather would be stiff and cardboard-like. Manual scudding pushes out the last remnants of pigment and hair roots from the pores, ensuring a flawless dye job later.
Now comes the pickle. We must acidify the skin to preserve it and prepare it for the chrome tanning agent.
Sulfuric acid is added very slowly. If added too fast, it burns the skin. If no salt is present, the skin swells and bursts.
A yellow reaction proves the acid has penetrated the full thickness. We have reached equilibrium.
At this stage, the biological decay is completely halted. The skin is sterile, white, and ready for the main tanning agent. Phase 5 is complete. We have turned raw animal hide into a stable chemical substrate. Now, we turn it into leather.
This is the point of no return. We are about to cross the chemical threshold from organic skin to non-perishable leather.
Chromium salts are the industry standard for durability. They bond permanently with the collagen fibers, preventing rot forever.
Once the agent is introduced, the drum runs for 8 hours. The molecules must penetrate every microscopic fiber of the hide.
Heat and basic chemicals are added slowly to fix the chrome. This locks the tanning agent into the skin so it can never wash out.
The alchemy is complete. The material is no longer skin. In the industry, it is now known universally as wet blue.
Wet blue is stable. It can withstand high heat, bacteria, and time. It is the blank canvas for all luxury leather goods.
To verify the cure, we boil a sample. If it shrinks, the batch is ruined. This piece remains perfectly dimensionally stable.
The leather is currently saturated. The sammying machine uses high pressure to wring out excess moisture, like a mechanical towel.
Removing this water is critical. It allows us to assess the true thickness and quality of the grain before mechanical shaving.
At this stage, imperfections are permanent. We map them now so the cutting teams can avoid them later in the process. Natural skin varies in thickness. To make a jacket, the leather must be perfectly uniform, requiring precision shaving.
The shaving machine is calibrated to the 1/10 of a millimeter. It planes the underside of the leather to an exact, uniform gauge.
The waste is collected and recycled, while the skin itself becomes lighter, more flexible, and perfectly even.
0.8 millimeters. This is the garment weight standard, thin enough to drape, tough enough to protect.
Before we can dye the leather, we must neutralize the acidity from the chrome tannage to prevent the color from fixing unevenly.
We now add retanning agents to fill the empty spaces between fibers, giving the leather that plump, luxurious handle. Fat liquoring is the injection of oil. We lubricate the fibers so they slide against each other, ensuring the jacket will be soft, not stiff. The chemical transformation is finished. The leather is tanned, thinned, and lubricated. Now, it must be dried. Leaving the wet zone, we enter the dry side. Here, chaos gives way to computer-controlled precision. To dry exotic leather without shrinking it, we use vacuum dryers. These machines lower the atmospheric pressure to near zero. In a vacuum, water boils at just 40 degrees. This allows us to dry the skin instantly without heat damage to the fibers. The leather is now in the crust state. It is dry and stable, but currently stiff as cardboard.
Automation takes over. An overhead rail system transports the batch to the conditioning chamber to regain a specific percentage of moisture.
Controlled rehumidification is essential. If the leather is too dry, it will crack during the mechanical softening process. The staking machine is a mechanical masseur. Hundreds of blunt pins hammer the leather at high speed. This vibration shatters the microscopic adhesions between fibers, instantly transforming the stiff crust into soft, pliable leather.
For extra softness, we tumble the skins dry. The friction polishes the grain and enhances the natural pebble texture.
Vacuum systems constantly remove dust, ensuring the pores remain open for the final finishing applications.
To maximize yield and flatness, the skins are toggled. Stretching them on frames ensures they dry perfectly flat and square. A precise thermal cycle sets the shape. The leather remembers this flat state, preventing warping in the finished jacket. Automation reduces handling marks. The leather is now a stable, flat canvas, ready for digital analysis.
Optical scanners map the topography of every hide, identifying the scale pattern and any remaining natural defects.
This digital twin is stored in the database. The system knows the quality of every square inch before a human even touches it. Leather is sold by the square foot. Laser measurement guarantees accuracy to the decimal, certified by international trade standards. The unique QR code links the physical hide to its digital history, from the jungle farm to this exact moment. Sorted by size and quality, the crust leather is now ready for the artistic phase, finishing and coloring. The precision begins with color. The recipe for this season's oxblood red is measured to the milligram to ensure perfect uniformity.
Automated spray lines apply the base coat. The rotary guns spin at high velocity to atomize the dye into a microscopic mist.
Flash drying sets the pigment instantly, bonding it to the grain without drying out the leather's internal oils. To accentuate the Komodo's natural armor, artisans use a technique called tipping, highlighting the scale texture with a contrasting tone. The glazing jack uses friction and pressure to burnish the surface, compressing the pores and creating a mirror-like natural shine. The leather is now perfect. It leaves the tannery floor and enters the fabrication atelier, where the jacket begins to take shape.
Every skin is unique.
Laser cutting seals the edges as it slices, preventing fraying and ensuring millimeter-perfect assembly tolerances.
To prevent bulky seams, structural tape is applied to stress points like pockets and zippers, ensuring the jacket won't stretch out of shape over time.
Sewing exotic leather is unforgiving. A needle hole is permanent, so the operator has one chance to get the stitch line perfect.
We use diamond point needles designed to slice through the calcified scales without shattering them.
Hardware integration requires precision. The zipper must sit perfectly flat, flanked by the toughest part of the hide.
The interior is lined with breathable silk, stitched to float inside the shell so movement isn't restricted.
This is the moment of truth, the birth of the jacket, revealing the final alignment of the panels.
Unlike fabric, leather seams don't lie flat naturally. They must be hammered and steamed into submission.
The final hardware is pressed into place using hydraulic force, ensuring it will never detach.
The construction is complete. A raw, wild skin has been engineered into a masterpiece of wearable architecture.
Before any jacket leaves the facility, it must survive the torture chamber of the Quality Assurance Laboratory.
The tamarism checks ensure the dye color remains consistent under sunlight, store fluorescent, and evening tungsten light.
The Veslick test simulates years of wear. A weighted felt pad rubs the surface back and forth 500 times.
If any pigment transfers to the white felt, the entire batch is rejected for poor color fastness. The finish is solid. Now we test the structural integrity of the coating under extreme stress. The flexometer folds the leather 20,000 times. We are looking for micro cracks in the finish where the scales flex. Exotic leather is famous for its toughness, but we verify it scientifically. The tensile tester pulls until destruction.
It withstands over 800 newtons of force, far stronger than standard cowhide of the same thickness.
A luxury jacket must be weather resistant. The hydrophobic coating causes water to bead up and roll off immediately.
No absorption means no water stains.
We check the internal chemistry one last time. A balanced pH prevents the leather from degrading or irritating human skin.
Shrinkage during final assembly is a risk. Every seam is measured against the original digital pattern.
The hardware must operate smoothly without catching on the lining or the leather guard. Under UV light, even invisible traces of adhesive from the taping process are revealed and removed.
It has passed every test. Chemistry, physics, and craftsmanship have all been validated.
The digital status is updated. The jacket is officially released from quarantine.
Leaving the sterile lab, the product enters the final stage of its journey before meeting the customer.
From raw skin to tested product, the transformation is complete. Now, it must be presented.
Packaging is the final bridge between the factory and the client. The presentation must match the value of the contents.
Breathable silk protection ensures that even in storage, the leather's moisture content remains stable.
Custom molded inserts prevent the heavy leather from shifting or creasing during international transit.
Legal documentation is mandatory. The CTES certificate proves the ethical and sustainable sourcing of the Komodo skin. The unboxing experience is engineered to be as tactile as the product itself.
Luxury packaging is delicate. An outer sacrificial layer protects the presentation box from the rigors of the courier network.
Double-walled corrugation provides the final impact barrier against drops, moisture, and crushing forces. The shipping label is the final link in the digital chain, directing the package to a specific boutique or private client. Gravity brings the finished orders down to the main logistics hall, where the dispatch fleet awaits.
Automated sortation systems route thousands of units per hour, grouping shipments by continent to optimize air freight.
Robotic palletizing ensures a stable, interlocking stack that maximizes volume efficiency in the cargo hold. Shrink wrap secures the load as a single unit, protecting against dust and theft during the final leg of the journey. The pallet leaves the factory floor for the last time, heading for the airport cargo terminal. From a raw, organic hide to a finished luxury garment, the transformation has taken 6 weeks and over 100 processes. It is a blend of ancient tanning chemistry and modern precision engineering.
And this is how modern factories produce a Komodo leather jacket from start to finish.
Every stitch, every chemical reaction, and every inspection ensures that the legacy of craftsmanship endures.